People often feel lost, especially in their career. And when they feel lost, they might spiral into a negative headspace and not be able to overcome that. And today, I want to share with you how I did overcome feelings of aimlessness and hopelessness. Hi everyone, my name is Ken. I run a company focusing on corporate training, business consulting, and employee engagement. We've worked with more than 10 multinational companies and more than 2,500 employees across 15 different countries. And today I want to share with you a little bit about how or what I did when I felt lost in my career. When I first started my business, time elapsed and I realized that, hey, I was not really closing more deals. I was not sure about what I wanted to do in the long term, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. Some days were great. I would see clients, I would close deals, I would see the money come in. But some days I'd just be at home and really look at my laptop and not know what to do. But I decided to do one thing, and I think that was the best decision of my life. And that was to commit to some things. And some of the things I committed to were reaching out to clients, even though I was getting really no response at all, and committing to writing. And the idea is that when you feel lost, do not do nothing. You must at least do something. Doing something is always better than doing nothing. So what I learned when I was reaching out to more clients was that I eventually realized that, hey, cold emailing in my industry, at least at this point, again, I could be wrong because I'm still new in the industry. I'm still in the business game. I'm still learning every day. But what I've realized eventually is that, hey, cold emailing and cold calling, cold messaging are probably not very great techniques for reaching out to clients, because in a setting where you're selling a corporate training service, you're selling yourself essentially, social status happens to matter. It seems like marketing at times will take precedence over selling. What I mean by that is that instead of reaching out to your cold leads, you want to be creating content every single day so that your cold leads will reach out to you instead. And once they reach out to you, you then can kickstart the process of pitching, selling, and so forth. At least I found that that's been more effective. I've also learned that, hey, referrals tend to be extremely powerful. So instead of reaching out to new clients, I would build rapport with my existing clients and ask them if they knew anyone who were requesting for the same or similar services that I was offering. So it was only by reaching out to a lot of clients and speaking with a lot of them that I slowly picked these things up. And in retrospect, of course, these things seem like common sense, but I've realized that many times a lot of lessons seem like common sense in hindsight. So we want to make sure that we are not plagued by the hindsight bias, where you think that everything was easy because you're only thinking in hindsight or thinking after the event has occurred. And as far as writing, I committed to it, and I realized that, hey, I want to write a book, because writing a book will allow me to strengthen my personal brand. And my book, by the way, my memoir, is available on sale. So check out the link in the description and purchase one if you're keen. I will also be giving out free copies by Christmas and New Year. But anyhow, as I wrote a lot, I realized that, hey, by writing a lot, I was consolidating my ideas. And a lot of writings of mine were not published. But it was through writing a lot, writing every single day, that I realized that I could actually use this method to strengthen my personal brand. I could write a book, I could publish my ideas, for example. And of course, again, these seem like common sense, but writing a book always seems so elusive and so distant to me because I never thought that I'd be a writer. It seems like being an author entails a lot of responsibilities. It's something that is really difficult. It's something that one should do only when you have achieved a large number of achievements in your own life or career. So it just really wasn't in my mind. But through writing a lot, I realized that, hey, I could actually publish a book. Since I'm writing my ideas, I might as well publish them. So that is what I did when I felt lost. Instead of curling up and doing nothing, feeling depressed and lost, I committed to something. And I realized that a lot of clients that I've worked with, when they feel lost, what they do is they retreat. They hole up in a room and they think, oh my gosh, what should I do now? I feel so depressed. But what you should do instead is that you should commit to something. Really commit to something every single day. I'm talking every single day. And as you work, you'll learn more things about yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your interests. You'll learn more things about other people. I guess one other thing that I can share is that when I was delivering corporate training sessions, I closed a few deals. I said, okay, I feel lost, but let me just do my best in delivering the best corporate training sessions that I can. And I did that. And as I delivered more sessions, I put in more reps, I realized that I was learning a lot more about human behavior. I was learning more about what participants liked in corporate training sessions. What I think would be enjoyable was not necessarily what people would think. So one finding that I could actually relate to is that people would rate a training positively not when they have learned something, but when they feel that they have learned something. And there's a difference because sometimes people's egos do not like to be hurt. They do not really like to learn new things. And that's not to say that I don't teach new things, but when I do teach new things, I need to incorporate certain elements so that they feel that they're learning something. One thing that I could do is, for example, give out tangible items that they could take away from the meeting, like a note that's laminated so they feel that they're cared for, they feel that they're learning something new. And when you do that, your training ratings really go up tremendously. Some people may think that it means that I'm manipulating emotions. I don't think so. I think I'm just being aware of how human beings operate. Given we know that most human beings, or human beings in general, evolutionarily, are emotional creatures, I think that we should leverage that instead of let that work against our own work. So these things I would not have realized if I wanted to spend a lot of time just thinking on my own. You really only gain clarity as you put in more action. And these ideas, I extrapolate a lot more in my memoir. Again, it's available. We'll be launching the official ebook on 7th December. On Christmas Day and on New Year, I'll be giving out free copies for those who are keen. Please stay tuned for that. And I hope you've learned something new. Please like, leave a comment, share your thoughts and ideas. I'll definitely respond to them. And subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.